Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing some very serious technical analysis on Bitcoin because you probably saw the number $4,571 for Bitcoin in the title of this video. And no, that's not clickbait. No, that's not me making up numbers. Yes, that is substantiated in the charts. Yes, that is substantiated in the technicals. And yes, it is possible that Bitcoin pulls back to that level. In today's video, we're going to be talking about all of the different price levels that Bitcoin can pull back to, where Bitcoin might get support, and how likely it is that Bitcoin will bounce off of each level. And we're also going to be ending the video with the worst case scenario, which is a pullback to $4,571 on Bitcoin. And like I said, this is not me trying to spread FUD. This is not me making up numbers. This is well substantiated, and we're going to dive into it later on in today's video. So please watch to the end before you go down and flame me. So anyway, guys, we do have a good video lined up for you. There's a lot of information in this video that you're going to need to know moving forward into the next couple of days and weeks as Bitcoin continues this pullback. It's doing it right now. In fact, we're trading at $7,980 and change. So guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Before diving on into the technicals, because I know there's going to be a lot of people in the comment section saying I'm trying to spread FUD, that I'm trying to be a doomsdayer for Bitcoin, or that I'm trying to spread fear in the market, I would encourage you to remember two things. One, in yesterday's video, I encouraged you guys not to leave the market and to treat everything in cryptocurrency as a buying opportunity. And two, remember what we talk about in this article here to kick off the video. Bitcoin is still outperforming most well-known traditional assets despite being down 20% in its recent correction and down something like 40% in its overall pullback from its recent high at $14,000. If we look at the year-to-date returns on not only Bitcoin, but many other traditional investments, if we look at the Dow, NASDAQ, S&P 500, gold, Bitwise top 10, we look at all of these different other investments that we can make, Bitcoin is still up despite being down 44.5% from its high at $13,800. Bitcoin is still up 118% from when the year started. And as we can see, that number is roughly true depending on where Bitcoin is right when they took that measurement. But the point is, guys, no matter what we talk about in this video, no matter what Bitcoin does in the next couple of weeks, Bitcoin's still looking very bullish. The future for Bitcoin still looks very bright, even if the next couple of months might not. So with me covering my own behind out of the way, let's go ahead and get on into the actual technical analysis and see what it's telling us. Guys, if we come down here to the hourly chart on Bitcoin, we're going to see something interesting. I was looking for a breakout on Bitcoin here yesterday. As you can see, I had this consolidation pattern drawn out. I was looking to open a long position for a short time because I was expecting Bitcoin might bounce around $8,400, $8,500. We saw Bitcoin bounce around $8,345. I was out of the house, so I wasn't able to make that trade, but Bitcoin did go ahead and play out of this pattern. And interestingly enough, Bitcoin has kind of just redefined the pattern. This happens a lot. We can draw this in a couple different ways. We can draw it with the wicks, or we can draw it with the candle bodies. We'll go ahead and draw it with the candle bodies for simplicity. And what this shows is that Bitcoin is still looking like it's in a bit of a bear pinning. If you guys are in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, you will know bear pennants more often than not break, well, bearish. The market was moving bearish when it moved into this pennant, and more than likely it's going to break bearish again. And as we can see right now, guys, Bitcoin is trading at $7,986, below $8,000, and that puts us below another very important level of support as well. That level of support, guys, is the entire main reason, anyway, that I'm making this video, that being the 200 daily simple moving average. I have been talking about this moving average for the entire existence of the Crypto Jeb YouTube channel. This is a very important moving average, and I am not overstating that in the slightest. If we come here on BLX, we can see how important this moving average is. During bull markets, Bitcoin almost never goes below this simple moving average. If we look at bear markets, though, Bitcoin is almost always below this simple moving average. The reason what we're seeing today is important is because Bitcoin has fallen below it. It is looking bearish, and because BLX is always exactly, or not exactly, but around 1 day behind because it only works in the lowest interval of 1 day. If we look on our other charts, we can see that Bitcoin had a little bit of a bounce here, but is red on this daily candlestick, which granted has another 11 hours in it, but we'll see how this one plays out. Point being, Bitcoin is moving below the most important support level that it really has at $8,000 besides a VPVR level, which we're also getting below at the same time. And guys, I'll be real with you, that just doesn't really happen in bull markets. But again, since I want to counter everything I'm saying on the bearish side with a bullish side and with a counter argument, I will also say this. It does happen sometimes at the beginning of bull markets. As we can see over here, Bitcoin went into a little rally in June and July in 2015, fell over, and then went into the bull market, and then it didn't go back below that 200 daily simple moving average. We never saw that happen on this bull market. Bitcoin rallied through it. We never had a rally, fall through, and then rally again as I was expecting back 5-6 months ago. You can go back and watch the channel. I was expecting for Bitcoin to rally through, fall back under, and then start a bull market after getting above the 200 DSMA, and we didn't have that happen. So maybe us falling below this is us just repeating history with a larger starting rally like we saw over here than we saw in 2015. No matter what the case is, guys, Bitcoin falling below the 200 daily simple moving average average. If we stay down here for another 48 hours or so below this, that in my humble opinion is going to be a confirmed break of it, and that's going to bring a lot of bearish price action. That is not certain because nothing's certain in the market, but that is very likely. And if that happens, guys, then that's when we start talking about levels of support on this market. If we bring out our VPVR, some levels show up pretty obviously. Some of them are a little harder to find. One of the levels that we can look at here is around $6,400. That's a level that we're going to want to be looking out very closely, between $6,000 to $6,400. Right here, 6K, all the way up to 6.4. This zone right here, we'll go ahead and draw that. This zone right here is going to be a very important support region for Bitcoin. Now, people have told me in the comment section that they don't think $6,000 is going to be a very important support level because we rallied straight through it. Guys, I'll be honest with you, I think $6,000 will be a stronger support level than it ever could have been as resistance. People knew a bull market had started over here because we had already had all of the technical confirmations of it, so people really knew that $6,000 wasn't going to stop us. But in history, Bitcoin's $6,000 level has proven to be a very strong level of support, so that's definitely a level that we might bounce at. There are, of course, also Fibonacci levels that a lot of people have been pointing out. A lot of people, including myself, have mentioned $7,200 to $7,300 being a level of support. $7,200 to $7,250 is a Fibonacci level, and in fact, it is the golden Fibonacci level, the 61.8% Fibonacci level. But guys, keep in mind, one level sometimes can't be enough. A lot of times what you need is the convergence of support and resistance to make a really strong, uncrackable level of support, and the closest one of those I see is really down here around $6,000 to $6,400 because we have VPVR lining up. We also have 6K being a very important level in general, and we actually have some longer term moving averages down there as well. But speaking of moving averages, guys, that leads me to the coup de grace of this video. It leads me to that $4,571 price figure that I gave you at the beginning of this video, and you're about to see that I'm not just making that up. Guys, you know that I think the 200 daily simple moving average is very important, and I have plenty of historical precedents to believe that. Just look at this chart for a second. If you know technical analysis, you will understand why it's so important. But what happens if we change the daily chart to the weekly chart? Guys, I've only ever shown you the 200 weekly simple moving average once on this channel, and that was back when we were pulling back to $3,000, and there's a reason for it. It's because it's not actually very important most of the time. It is only shown to be important support on Bitcoin in two pieces of Bitcoin's history. Back in 2015, when Bitcoin was bottoming out in its accumulation phase before this bull run, and during this accumulation phase before our bull run. But if you guys will notice, this moving average is 100% flawless, and if we extrapolate this back, actually, we would probably see that Bitcoin is above this throughout the entire history as far back as we can extrapolate it without it getting extremely inaccurate. This moving average has never been broken. If this moving average gets broken, that could be very bad for Bitcoin. Don't think that's going to happen. But if we zoom in here, guys, since this moving average is so powerful and since Bitcoin is so unlikely to go below it, in my humble opinion, because of many factors, including the fundamentals and the technicals and the future outlook for Bitcoin and the news and all of that stuff, because of all of those factors, I think it's very unlikely that Bitcoin ever goes below this level again. Let's take a look at where this level is lining up. At the moment, guys, it's lining up right around $4,571. And of course, guys, this moving average is, well, a moving average, so as Bitcoin falls and it goes through time, this moving average is going to rally again. So by the time we touch this, if we touch this, this moving average might be up around $4,800 or $5,000. Depends on how long it takes for us to pull back there, if we even pull back there, guys. And if we do, it's probably going to take more than a month to get all the way down there because there is a lot of support between us. But if Bitcoin does pull back down there, this moving average will probably be sitting around $5,000 when it gets there, and that would actually be a good thing because that would lead to convergence of support with our all-time high figure over here in late August of 2017. So guys, worst case scenario on Bitcoin right now, in my opinion, is that Bitcoin does pull back to around $5,000, get support on the 200 weekly simple moving average, a previous all-time high figure of $5,000, and from there it is able to restart a rally and bounce and continue higher. This is something that other YouTubers have talked about before also. Alessio Rastani calls this scenario the wild card scenario. I believe there are names that other YouTubers have given it. I'm giving it the worst case scenario potential for Bitcoin because I really don't think Bitcoin will ever go below the 200 weekly SMA again. I don't see any fundamental or technical pressure that would drive us below that, but there is definitely potential that we get driven down to it. And like I said, guys, the point of this video is not to spread FUD. The point of this video is not to scare you guys. The point of this video is so that you guys can be prepared for every scenario, because a good trader will look at the most bullish scenario, the most bearish scenario, and everything in between with no emotion in their heart. And they will say, how am I going to prepare for each of these scenarios? And you need to understand every scenario so that you can be prepared for them and so so you can profit and protect yourself no matter what happens. No more should you curse a meteorologist because he's telling you about a hurricane sitting off in the Atlantic that's about to slam your state than you should curse someone like me or any of the other YouTubers or anyone that talks about worst case scenarios on Bitcoin, because they are possible and they need to be discussed. So guys, speaking of discussion, let's continue this discussion in the comment section down below and also in the Discord server. The link for that is also down below. I'd love to see you guys join us over on Discord. We have a fantastic community. We were talking about Corvettes and we were talking about technical analysis and traveling and all kinds of stuff yesterday. It was a great conversation. Love to see you guys join us over there. We have a great community. That link is in the description down below. And also guys, if you haven't already, I would highly recommend you follow the best Twitter account on planet Earth. That would be at CryptoJeb, otherwise known as my Twitter account. As you guys can see, I have over 10 subscribers on YouTube. I'm a multi-hundredaire. I have a solid 2.3 out of 10 technical analysis record, and also, most importantly, I received a participation award in the 3rd grade, so you should listen to what I have to say. That is at CryptoJeb. Anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. I have a surprisingly busy Sunday, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Like I said, let's have a conversation down below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash that like button, guys. It really does help out the channel. It really does help out the algorithm and everything when you do that. I would be very appreciative if you did. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, guys. But anyway, that is going to do it for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good